Okay guys, just started recording so that we can keep a record of these sessions. So if you remember, just a quick recap last time what we did. Okay. We were discussing a uniform series or annuity or annual, and all of them had the same definition. So we had a problem which was segmented over a different period and different variables. And therefore, when we were requested to present the total annual worth, we don't have any problem or any issue with the following, because if we say find A given F, what we mean is that we're spreading it over the entire period. Where we had a problem was with the 400, and because if we say find A given F, what does it mean? I'm going or distributing backward. Therefore, my question is, how would we ensure the remaining period? The same thing with this or these inputs. So we said, how about collecting everything, making it easy, collecting everything at year 0, which will be very easy, and then saying, what do you like? Would you like annual worth? Would you like future worth? It's all doable. So basically, to make my life easy, I can consider, as I mentioned, the 700, deal with it according to find A given F, and the remaining, I have to do 2 stops. That means a stop at present and then say, what would you like to do with this present? Another approach, which was also adapted, that everything should be collected at present, and then I'm saying, okay, this is the accumulate of the collection, and now what do you want me to do? You want the annual worth? Find A given P over the period. So this was a good thing so that we can learn what are the issues if we have different variables at different intersections. We were always dealing with one transaction or a specific set of annuity, and we would like to find out, for example, present or whatever. Here we had a new idea, which was regarding a future in the middle, and how do I ensure distribution backward. So what are we going to learn today? Today we're going to focus on one thing, on the fact of a gradient. What do we mean by gradient? I could have an income, which is my salary, and in fact my salary normally, according to every year, it increases. So my salary could be 100, and then it says, as I mentioned, on yearly basis it increases. So let's say the increase is 10 dinar. So what will happen? Actually, I'm going to find out that I'm having a gradient because it's a constant 10, and what every year is going to be adding onwards. So whenever we discuss arithmetic, that means it is linear. So the word arithmetic refers to linear, because we know that we have something called linear and non-linear. Now, when we have an arithmetic gradient, what does it mean? It means that the cash flow and series. What series? We always said series. That means the input are not a single input, they are constant input that either increase or decrease. لأن my salary could increase, my revenue could increase, or it can decrease my revenue over time, decreases. So in that case, I would like to deal today with this part. Regarding the 100, we used to know it because we did 2.1. Now, the increase and decrease, a constant amount. That means either euros or BD. It's an amount. Why is it linear? Because it is an amount increasing as an amount. Constant increase. Let's look at this. What do we have here? It says an arithmetic gradient has two components. So what are these components? According to any arithmetic gradient, always have a base amount, which is 100, which is normally is my annuity. Let's say my salary. What about the gradient? The gradient is the increase or decrease of a certain amount on top of your annual. So in this case, as you can see, I have 200 per period. Okay. Once we draw it, as you can see, this one is my starting point. And if you add 200 to this one, you'll end up with 300. If you add 300 plus 200, what are you going to have? 500 and so forth. So in fact, if I just draw the diagram, I will realize there are two compartments. What do I mean by compartments? I have a compartment representing my base, which is my annuity, and I have another compartment which I'm studying today and trying to focus on it. Now, as you know, because it's a constant amount, even the gradient, I need to consider the same effect of interest. I cannot leave it on a side. I cannot say annuity, I'm going to deal with it as an interest, and the increase, I'm just going to ignore it. So what's happening here? This refers to 2.1. That means if I would like to find out the present, what do? I'll say find P given A. Don't forget, always we have a common or a constant element or elements that are put in a certain language. Okay, what about this? What about the 200? This one, once you put 100 in front of it, definitely you are representing this problem because the 100 reflects what is given. Now I know that I have 200, and as you can see, the gradient symbol is either find P given G, find A given G, or find F given G. All of them are applicable. So as you can see, today what we are learning how to deal with this part. In order for me that when I say P total, what does it mean? It means this is a positive, it's on the top side, and this is a positive. What do you think I'm going to come up? I'm going to come with a summation. And what does the summation include? It includes my I. And that's what's important. We're all studying this course just to make sure I'm benefiting from whatever is in the market. I'm ensuring the market change is included. I'm ensuring, for example, my profit is included. Because whatever applies in the market, I should go as it. Yeah, if a bank is using, for example, a profit and he's using compound, then I should go according to his policy. when I want to make an investment, I expect to have a compound effect and I expect to have a profit in it. يعني I cannot have الbanking والbusiness sector running a certain approach and I'm running a different approach. We have to be synchronized. If he's taking a compound effect and he's including his interest, he's including his profit, I should do the same thing. I would follow him. He's the guideline, he's the banking sector, he's the finance sector. I should follow him. It's not the reverse. He follows me and just does add year 1 plus year 2 plus 3, year 3. Okay. So this is only an explanation. It says to us that today we are focusing on this part. If you see at this point, this is my base, for example, and it says first increment, second increment, third increment, يعني my 10 dinars, my 20 dinars, my 30 dinars. We all know that we have a formula that reflects one transaction, finding present based on a future. Now, because I have an increment, I also have future. So if you remember, this represents my 200. The formula in 2.1 represents my 100 because I have to solve it. Now, how do I write the code, which is more important? How do I write the standard notation? Find P given G, and this is constant, guys. As long as this is what is put in front, reflects my 200. If I'm going to put find P given A, what does it mean? That this 100 reflects my annuity. That's why the remaining at the interest rate over the period doesn't change. What do you want? You want annual worth? You want present worth? At I over M. So you're giving a command. Now here, guys, I would like you to support me. As you know, the only way to work in this course is that we try to interact and try to find out the answer so that we can learn. First of all, it says you will deposit 400, okay, in year 1 and amount increasing. Okay, we understand it is increasing, but it still doesn't say we are on 2.5. And this one says to me 400. Now it doesn't say to me annuity. It says to me in year 1. Once it says by 50, I know that this is arithmetic. Why? It is an amount. What does it mean? It's going to be linear. Per year. Okay, once it says per year, it means I have an A and I have a G. Through year 5. Now, once you have 0 to 5, that represented my N. At an interest rate of 10%, I was able to identify my I per year. How much is the total present worth? So now, this is what is requested. I want everything to be at this intersection. Let's look at this. First, he said deposit. It means minus. So, if you realize, I'm starting with a minus, and it says this one increases. Increases, that definitely 400 plus 50 is 450, and so forth. So, in fact, once I do the following, I realize that I have two components. A base, which is annual, and I have something which represents a constant amount. Again, remember, I'm always saying amount, because the section after that differs. So what is the increase? 50. Guys, I would like you to give me the standard notation. because today we are only learning this part. And the thing is, I would like the standard total. Do not give me the single one what we learned today. I want to see the whole code so that when I read it, I can reflect on this cash flow. And basically this cash flow, what does it mean? That this is the problem representing it. So it cascades as a cash flow, the cash flow into a code. So when I look at it, I understand what's going on. So guys, I'm going to give you time because today we're only going to focus on a gradient. Now, I'm not asking you for the total answer. I'm not asking you. And I'm not asking you for what is this. If you can, you have the notes, you can refer back to the formulas. Otherwise, today I would like to focus on writing the program. Okay, I can see some students, mashallah, are doing very good. The signs are all correct. Okay, the standard notation as well is presented in the right manner, especially that people are putting the percentage. I mean, we shouldn't be doing this mistake at the current state. We might do mistakes in the find P given A, the order of them, for example, but in the I and N, we should already be having this clear. You can see Izzat, Ammar, all of you are doing an excellent job. Okay. So basically, I'm very happy with the outcome because if you think about it, 3 weeks ago, this was new to us. So achieving this output is excellent. We're writing a code. If you think about it, we know what this code means and we understand the effect of this code. Now guys, I encourage you to participate. لأن الناس ما قلت the first 5 weeks are the learning blocks, and if you participate now, you can get a feel of it. Next, as you know, the code is there. It's only about the idea, what's going on. So now is the time to start thinking about the order. I encourage you to participate so that you can put the signs. You learn what happens if I put the wrong sign. Okay. Okay, so guys, whoever presented the answers here, Mahmoud, Abdullah, all of you guys, Ali, all of you have done an excellent job. Basically, you are able to, let's say, crack the code. For the guys who still are comprehending the concept, what just happened? I'm always trying to break down into 3D. Okay, guys, what do I mean by 3D? I'm breaking down whatever element in its own cash flow. So, in fact, what do I have here? I have something representing 2.1, which is find P given A, as you can see. over 5 years. Today what I've learned is the following. See, 50, 2 multiplied by 50 is 100, because it's an increase. So this represents find P given G, which is 2.5. So let's go and start to put the signs. If we look at this 400, it says 400, find P given A, 10%, 5. So I'm going to put it as it's a total, I'm going to put minus. It means importance because it means I'm doing a summation. I cannot have a mistake here. And this PG says 50, find P given G, 10%, 5 years. Always I'm dealing with the same period. لأن my problem is 5. Okay. As you can see, also I know it says increasing, but increasing in which manner? In a downward. So if you think 400, which is minus 50, what does this give me? Give me 450. Just to double check, am I doing it in the right sequence? So if you realize, so I can see people still are working, which is excellent. Hamad, Ali. So still they are writing. There is no harm. We're here to learn. So it doesn't mean that I are giving you the answers. You already have the notes. So guys, now we are requested to find the total present worth. We have a formula. And if you remember, guys, we had something at the beginning, which was an important aspect. Okay, as you know, all of you are using charts, and you know the reason for the charts, to make our life easier, to make it faster. So somebody already calculated this chart. Okay. As you can see, first of all, that this is not the I. So what I'm interested in, just to understand the procedure. If you remember here, we had single payment, uniform, and now we're going, okay, there is a gradient. So in fact, are you looking for find P given G or find A given G? At this point, I'm looking at find P given G. What is the period involved? 5. That means if I look at this, whatever is in the bracket, if you remember, it's already solved. If I multiplied by 50, I'm going to get the part representing the G. What about, I'm having a uniform. Am I finding A given F? No. Am I finding F given A? No. Am I finding A given P? No. I'm finding P given A. So if I just do the following, for a minus here and a minus, I'm going to get a total. Now, what do you think that the Microsoft does? The same thing the Microsoft does. It looks at whatever you give them in the code, and whatever you put in front of it, what's it going to do? It's going to multiply. So if you're going to put 50, it's going to multiply because it knows that, say, find P given G. You just indicated that this is the code. Please insert this number. And that is basically when you use a Microsoft. What about if I use a calculator? It does the same function. So this chart is actually embedded in the Microsoft. It is embedded in the financial calculator. You're only giving the command. What is your command? Find P given G. What is your command? Find P given A. So it will take this number. It's not something with a genius. No, you're giving the code, which is important. And it says to the calculator, please pick up this number. That's why when I said, if you make a mistake, what does it do? Find G given P. First of all, it will have a problem. Why? There is no find G given P. So therefore, what will happen? It will happen error in this number. Definitely, what will be your answer? Error. يعني هاي طبيعي. What about if I swap here? I say, oh, by mistake, find A given P. The calculator will not say there is an error. It will give you a number. Why? It's reflecting this column. يقول لك والله there is no error. So, in fact, the constant is this. And just say to me, what do you want? What do you want in your code? So that's why we always say that the order of I and N determines this part. Now then the second part, whatever is in front, is the command. Are you wanting this command or يعني, it's up to you. If you remember when we had a different cash flow, and we said we're going to bring it to this part. This is constant. What just happened? I'm giving the command at different intersection, okay, and different periods because this is only 3, this is only 4. So as you can see, but what I mean, the order is constant. It always reflects to a certain input. However, whatever I'm asking is going to be in this column or in this row, for example, and the column represents an N. So now you know why people keep the chart in front of them. They keep it as a quick reference. Sometimes the calculator doesn't work, sometimes. So again, it's entirely up to you. Now guys, we identified that the total value of this problem and today's current value represents 1,859. Let's move on and look at a different scenario. It says Andrew has purchased a new car. He wished to set aside, and he takes and puts aside enough money in a bank account. Okay, he's going to put the money in a bank account to do what? To pay for the maintenance for the first 5 years. يعني, and it has been estimated the cost. معناته is like Zayani says to you, the maintenance for the first year, second year, up to year 5 the package, and this is actually a commitment. تقول له first of all, there is an increase. Let me just check if it's constant from 120 to 150. Means there is a constant gradient. If it wasn't constant, I will deal with it as a different intersection F, because there is no resemblance and there is no input. So first of all, I realize that I have a base amount which is complemented by a gradient. So this is mine. Now let's look at the question. Assume the maintenance costs occur at the end of each year. The bank pays 5%. How much should Andrew deposit? Just a second. In the bank now, and Andrew wants to know. And you say to set aside. I'll be like, look, he's depositing now. Normally, when you deposit, what happens? You collect, صح? So that he can pay the bank. So please do not just read set aside to pay, حط لك minus 120. You have to read the question. Read it until the end. What does he want to do? Because whenever you see this word, what does it mean? Minus. Now 0. So in reality, he wants to put a deposit. يعني كان واحد يستثمر. In order to what? to collect. And what do you think he will do with this collection? He will go and pay, which is not of our interest. Our interest is to capitalize on the opportunity. And capitalize is to use the opportunity. A bank pays 5%. So I would like to capitalize on this opportunity. I know I have this commitment to pay it. The bank will give me 5% if I give them today. I can say to the bank, please, once you reach year 1, pay الزياني 120. Once you reach year 2, pay الزياني 150. And so forth. But again, please read. Let's go back to the problem. So once we discover the cash flow, we say, okay, this is the base amount, and this is what I'm learning today. So this is 2.1, this is 2.5. Now guys, can you give me the standard notation? And I would appreciate if you can go to the chart. If you can go. But to me, very important the code, because the chart, you can use it later on, you can learn it, you can practice. As I can see Yusuf, he's doing it very quick. Is it 20? One guy, he put Ammar, he put 20. Please make sure it is 30. And you said 120 find P given A and 20 find P given A. I don't understand. So the command is like you're having annuity, and on top of this annuity, you have another annuity, which if you, in fact, if you add them up, you would have 140 find P given A. I wouldn't split them in that manner, according to what you wrote. Ahmed, Saeed, Fatma, all of you are giving me an excellent answer. Now, any of the persons who already discovered, can you go and look at the chart or basically apply the formula? Don't forget, if you go to the chart, not in my notes, then the chart, again, it will be sufficient الchart اللي عندي لأنه 5%. If it was different, يعني you will not have it لأنه you have to have the book. Okay. Again, 5% indicated with a percentage, and 5 years the order is excellent. The P/A is the right for 120, P/G is the right for 30. As you can see, all of us now are presenting the right solution. Okay, Abdullah, all of you are doing excellent job. Okay, guys. So let's break it down. What just happened? We have certain students. They would like to understand it in a greater reference. I have two components. So if I'm going to draw the cash flow in a 3-dimension, this is a component number 1, and this is component number 2. If you double check, this is 30, so 150. 150 is the accumulation. And as I mentioned, we learned that how to write this. I'm trying to find the P given A. If you look at this, find P given G. If you realize this is the sign. So as you can see, most of the students, or all of them actually, they had the following: 120, find P given A, 5%. Check. Second compartment, 30, find P given G, 5%, 5. Now guys, some people say, Doctor, يعني again هذه بيكون المفروض يكون ماينس كلها. yes you are right, that's why they write should deposit. إذا أنت حطيت لي minus 706 أقول لك it's correct لأن then he would like to deposit and collect. But I cannot in English write deposit minus 766. يعني can you say I went to McDonald's and I order a meal for 5 dinars or for actually minus 5? You don't say minus, you say I order. It means out of your money you're going to spend. Okay, this is only language or sentence based. If you give me this one and you say P total equals, I understand. If you say to me the total present worth he should deposit, كلمة deposit, what does it do? It reflects the minus. Now guys, 766, I always said one thing. Numbers, you're gonna get that. What's important to me? What is this number? What does it mean? يعني شنو هاي number? I am recruited in a department called Project Finance Department. I'm assessing this issue. I'm trying to support, for example, the maintenance department to get these funds to pay for the maintenance. So why am I paid this money? ليش if only? And what's the relationship with 300 with this course, with my task? Let me explain to you. Because all of this we can write the code, but it means you're a very good programmer. But the thing is, can you actually understand what you're programming? And this is my question, because you're going to end up by saying yes, no. So I would like you to reflect on this number. Can you add these together? Just add them together. What's the total? Just add them and tell me what is the total of this addition. Now this is my commitment. So I would like you to add them up. يعني okay, 900. And you tell يعني this is a commitment. زياني كانوا. If you think about it, this is my commitment to them. And let's mention the word called capitalize on the opportunity. شنو يعني كبر؟ يعني أصيد ال opportunity. Now, because a bank is offering on a deposit a return of 5%, I should use this. It's an opportunity, la? Now, when you put 766, the first year they will take out of it 120. So in reality, there will be remaining some cash that will be compiled based on, you know, على compound, على 5%. Remember, we're not multiplying on top of each other. Again, there is an amount will be left because I'm going to deduct. So there will be an amount. Again, it will be compounded. I'm benefiting out of this 5%. صح? And I put this, and it says to me better, the more you keep in my bank, I'm going to give you 5%. This is why you say capitalize on the opportunity. This is my commitment. This is my technician request, is to pay for the maintenance of the machine. Hi, this is my technician purpose, is to pay. Now, why are they paying me money? The department. Why are they, the college, or for example, the work area, organization? Why are they paying me? They're paying me to say to me, better you study the course, which has an I, and I would like you to capitalize on this knowledge. Go around, identify what is being given now by any bank as an investment, and capitalize on this. Identify what is to be put from our company, so that we can benefit. تقول لك زي شنو البنفيت؟ What is the benefit? Now please do the following. 900 minus 766. How much? How much is this difference? Now people look at this, يقول 134 دكتور. So يعني it's not a very big deal. أقول لك إيه لأن in reality companies will have had what? 120,000 and it's all a big organization, صح? So the big organization, you just made a saving of 13,400. That's why they pay you the money. If you're gonna add them up and send them the total bill, because this is my commitment, صح? If you're gonna send them the total bill, then why am I paying you salary? ليش يعني? Am I paying you just to do this? I'm paying you to capitalize on the opportunity. So you go, take the request of your technician. This one better do it all by yourself. Sign with the bank. Give them the order to send the payment to the X company. Sign it, deal with it, finish it. At the end, I expect you to give me this saving. And a saving, look. Would you rather pay 900 or pay 766? So why I'm paying better? Now this is thinking about it. I only have this one project. What about if I have 6, 7 projects? So think about how cost effective I'm doing for the company. Would you rather pay 900 or 766? At the end, the same commitment. This guy will receive what he requested, whether it is 900 or 766. To this guy in your company, he doesn't care. So my salary is paid because I need to ensure this. How do I ensure it? I refer back to my course. How do I refer back to my course? I look around for an opportunity. And this is the meaning of this number. As I mentioned, getting numbers doesn't make any difference. يعني كأنه واحد يقول لك the flow of the machine is 60.5%. So what does it mean? Explain to me the word flow. Everybody will get 65.4 percentage. Why? He's using the formula. So if I gave you a formula, you're definitely going to get the number. But what this number means, okay, I'm going to work. أنا بشتغل. I'm going to be an engineer. So if I don't know what this number means, so I'm going to walk around with 20, 30 formulas around, whatever I studied in my UOB. And I just walk around and I say, okay, you're asking for a flow here. This is the formula. Are they paying for this? No, they pay me to make logic, to put formulas together, to understand what is the effect of flow on the efficiency, on the output. That's what they're paying you. The same thing, what they are paying me currently, they're paying me for this. They're paying me to complete a deal, sign it, and make sure whether it is Muhammad Ibrahim gets his maintenance. So this is an engineering department. This is a project department. He doesn't care how you're going to be giving it to me. He doesn't care whether you save 13,400. He doesn't care about that. His job is to make sure the machine is running. And the top management, they will not pay me money just to do this. Why would they create a whole department? They would create just to do this. It's useless. This guy could have done it. Why would they pay my salary? They pay it because I'm making it cost effective. Okay, so this is a concept I'm saying. What we just did now, all of you answered this. I'm doing excellent. By giving me this, I'm achieving my output as an instructor. This is what I expect from you. You're going to be graded 8 and 2. But my important is the knowledge, what this means, this 2. Okay, so this is a bonus. If you don't get the concept, I'm very happy with supporting me with these answers. لأن in total, you just made 100% of 100%. Let's move on. Now, what about if we have a future? I would like to know, Badr is taking out of his salary, and every year he's taking an additional. So at the end, what will Badr collect? And he wants to capitalize on the opportunity. يعني كأننا بالجمعية بس what's the difference? الجمعية will not give me this, and especially not a compound effect. So I'm saying, okay, I'm already بدش جمعية and I'm going to pay 5 dinar extra every year. So why don't I do this? ليش ما استفيد من هاي؟ الجمعية will give me 0. الجمعية will add them up, and then for example, after 12 months, 18 months, they'll say, come and collect better. The bank will say, okay, collect, and here also a bonus, and this is basically يعني the return. You dealt with us as an investment. قل له والله, okay, in that case, do we have a formula? Yes, we always start with the main, and as you can see, once you read the derivative, you end up with this formula. Do we have a code? What about if we have an MS Microsoft, or we have a calculator? Yes, we have. It is called a standard notation. Find f given g. Automatically, whatever is in the second part is what is given. And this one automatically what? ما احنا قلنا خلاص. This is why. If you can make any mistake, but please don't make mistake for I will. So guys, that was something which already is of interest, and this part I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to stop ليش لأن I don't want to overdo it. Here it says better, I have an arithmetic gradient, and actually I want to convert it into annual. أقول له okay, as a concept تبي annual حط find A given G. But explain to me, what are you trying to do? أقول لك والله يا بدر, all of this is complicated to me. All of this is complicated. Just give me one single output. يعني better don't tell me, like for example, if I go to Betelco, I'm going to make a phone call, and if the phone call is 500 and it increases every, there is an offer, and this, لا أنت تبي one single شنو? Commitment. It includes everything inside it. يعني for example, this guy, the engineer, he wants all of these inputs. يا أخي, I don't want to يعني give myself headache. I don't have 766. I don't have this. So what's the option? والله أقول لك okay, how about we spread it out in an even amount? At the end of the day, your friend will get a commitment. In your case, you're gonna get a single amount. So it's a win-win. شو يعني win-win? The company, they couldn't afford 766. They don't have the budget. You want something in a constant amount. So this is your request is a win. What this will entail, what is the outcome, is that Muhammad will collect and pay his responsibilities. So it's a win-win. Now, who will do that win-win is going to be me. I'm the middleman. And why do I do this? because I'll capitalize on the opportunity. So I'm going to say 5%. Let's take all of this collectively and think about it. What is the effect? Because I remind you guys, the first payment, pay collectively, definitely will be higher than what is expected in the bank. So معناته في leftover, صح? Again, the same thing. There is a leftover little. It will jump on the period after. So I'm capitalizing on شنو؟ leftover. يعني شفت leftover اللي يروح المطعم شال معاه. Why is called leftover? And basically he's going to benefit له. يعني if he paid 10 dinars and the leftover he's going to go tomorrow and eat it, or in the night eat it, whatever. So he made شنو يعني كأنه سوى 9 dinars and I had another meal with 2 dinars or 1 dinar. يعني so he made capitalize on the opportunity. They gave him a bigger portion than what's available. He has two choices, either to throw it or احنا عرفنا الحين في البحرين, everybody knows about it, leftover يسمونه doggy bag or whatever you want to call it. What are you doing? You're capitalizing the opportunity. Okay, you want to give it to somebody who's poor, whatever, يعني كلها okay, there is no harm. But you are capitalizing, you are making your given يعني انت بالاخير you are requested to pay 10 dinars. What you have just done, انت قلت I'm going to capitalize, I'm going to give 8 dinars, I'm going to eat, the 2 dinars are remaining, يعني I do not know, but let's say assume this is the value, I'm going to give it to a poor person when I leave the place. ما في مشكلة, I capitalized, صح? That's why they call it leftover. You are capitalized. The same thing, there is a leftover because this is my first payment and there is a leftover. Let's take this into more sensible approach. We said definitely guys we have a formula. What does a formula mean? It's always reflecting starting point. I have a G, I have an A. How do we write it? This is what will be requested from the chart. Let's look at this. Now this is realistic. I want to use the leftover. And I want to satisfy, I want to be in the middleman. I want to make savings. So I will, okay. A certain piece of machinery is estimated that the maintenance expenses, look at this, I'm reading the words, but I'm not taking a decision. As follows, the maintenance for year 1 up to year 4. Let's look at this if there is a consistency. And as you can see, the consistency is 100. So I have a 2 compartment. كنا قطار عندي. تقول انت القطار تقول كم compartment? 2 compartments. So what is the equivalent uniform annual cost if the machinery is 6%? So this is my commitment and it is a 2 compartment and they want me to capitalize on this 6%. Now guys, can you give me the standard notation? This is number 1. So annual work or total annual work. Can you give me the standard? It's getting more now sophisticated. ليش? I want to see the answer. Okay. I want to see A total, guys, huh? Don't give me what's only this part. Find A given G. I want to see the full code. How would the Microsoft react? Okay guys, يعني first of all most of you guys, all of you guys got this part right. So find A given G. What happened is that the other part of the students, some people stopped at this stage, some people added it. Find P given A. Okay, so if we take in that consideration what you have just did, you translated all of this into this following point. Again, what I'm asking for, uniform. And some people said find P given A, and then they said find A given P, and they close the bracket. Now this approach could be accepted, and he bring it here and he break it down. But let's look at this. You want a uniform, صح? And this is already uniform. This 100 tier 1, this 100 tier 1 is already uniform, so it will not be compiled. يعني القصد this 100 is already an A. Why would I create? Can you say find A given A? Doesn't make any sense. No. So as you can see, certain people, what they did, they actually noted that this is an A, and this they said, okay, to make it equal, find A given G. And let's look at the signs, positive and positive. But this part is already A. What he's asking is A total. Okay, guys? As I mentioned, if you look at it, a very straightforward point, it's already an A. Why would I transfer it to this point and then spread it out? I know the answer will be there, but it's a hassle. It's already an A. So, the people who answered this, I saw a lot of people, just gave the answer. They knew about it, or they just figured out that this part is a constant. And as I mentioned, there is an A already in it, which reflects this part. And he said to make sure there is another reflection for the gradient, I'm going to request for find A given G. Now guys, let's look at this. 244. And as I mentioned, I'm the middleman. I'm paid salary. Let's see why am I paid salary. Guys, can you give me the total of this? Give me the total. Okay, 1,000. Now the question is asked for make it unified. So I'm going to divide by 4. What is the answer? Okay, هاي اللي احنا الحين وصلنا له. Why am I paid my salary? To capitalize on the opportunity. Can you tell me what's the difference, guys, between this number and this number? Because at the end of the day, this number just now is able to reflect my commitment, and this number will be able to reflect my commitment. But one is wiser, that's why they pay me money. So guys, a difference, can you tell me what's the difference? 7.3. guys يقولوا خلاص ignore يعني لا أقول لك لأن in reality companies work with thousands. So I just saved the company, saved it لا saved it 7,030 or actually 7,300. That's why they pay me my salary. They say to me, go do your job, look at the investment banks, capitalize on the highest. شنو يعني highest? Find out what is the highest interest rate available now, 6%. Okay, sign the deal with them. Because we would like to pay this much. We don't want to pay this. That's why we pay your salary. How you did this? Wallah, there was a bank offering 6% and I capitalized. You don't want to pay 1,000. You don't want to pay it today. You want to pay it in a uniform amount and cheaper than the market. How is cheaper? Because I'm using the capitalization of the market offer. The market is offering. I'm giving you a uniform amount. And I'm taking this and I'm re-spreading it out. Re-spreading it. Now guys, قول لي شلون دكتور؟ أقول له هاي 242 احنا قلنا في left over. What is your commitment? 100. So there is a leftover صح؟ And this will take into account the 5%. Okay, what is your part going to be take? You're going to take another 200. You still have 42 صح? Because you should, the company should give me 42. In addition to the leftover, again it is compiled what? 5%. This 300 will take from 42 and will subtract min my benefits. Again, when I reach this part, I've used everything in my investment bank. I have a commitment at the end last year, and as you can see, a difference was the benefit of the 5% compiling. You're not going to be left anything with your bank. محفظة أنت أخذت منها كل شيء. But you started with a very high amount to capitalize on the 5%. Again, your second year, there was a leftover, you capitalized on it. So now we understand why are we doing this? What is the logic? Now, guys, getting this answer to me is sufficient. Getting this final answer, again, you're getting 100% out of 100%. So I'm going to leave this part for next time. Wish you all the best, guys. I think we had a good session. I'm just going to quick recap. Today what we dealt with is a gradient, increasing or decreasing. At the end of the day, we dealt with a constant increase. How do we do it? Find P given G, find A given G, find F, whatever technique you would like. There are only 3 techniques, 3 assessment tools. So, according to this, guys, do you have any question?